Okay, if we could have your attention, please. We are now joined by our pole winner for the Bank of America 500, Kevin Harvick, driver of the number 4 Bush Hunting Chevrolet for Stewart Haas Racing. This is his first pole this season, and Kevin won this race in 2014. So, Kevin, knowing the importance of winning in the chase, can you just talk a little bit about how starting up front matters in this first round of 12?
Yeah, well, I think anytime you can eliminate track position, that's definitely a bonus. I think for us, this hasn't really been our strongest day all year, so qualifying day in general this year has not been very good for us. So to see the speed that the car immediately had today, and really through all 3 rounds, we've struggled, to hit all 3 rounds this year, and tonight it was just spot on every time on the racetrack. So just really proud of the guys. That'll definitely, hopefully, catapult us in the right direction to get the night started right, and hopefully we can hit it pretty close for Saturday.
Okay, we'll now open it up for questions for Kevin. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll start up front with Tom.
Hi, Kevin. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Congratulations on the pole. Is there any, at this stage of the game, going into a critical round, and knowing you've advanced in every round in the chase in the last 2 years, is there any psychological advantage to performing the way you did today? Does it put the other guys sort of back on their heels, or is that something you guys don't care about?
Here's the deal. I think there's just so many good guys and teams in this deal. I think anybody can hit it. If practice goes the way I think it's going to go tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit of a guess as to where the car needs to be for Saturday night. So, I think there's a lot of good teams and a lot of good engineers that can hit it spot on, for the race. So it definitely doesn't hurt. Like I say, we haven't had the speed that we've needed on qualifying day really all year, and this is the first time it's just fired off like it did today, and run fast and had the speed that we needed.
Okay. Next question from Bob.
Kevin, the guy starting behind or beside you, Alex Bowman, filling in for Dale Jr. What have you seen out of him this year? And I mean, have you been impressed, or is it equipment, or how would you evaluate his performance?
I think he's done a good job. I think he's finished all the races, most all of them that he's running. I think that's probably the biggest goal. But he's had speed everywhere where he's gone, and he's done a good job.
Okay, we'll take our next question in the back.
Kevin Jacobs, the Race Chaser Online. Congratulations on the pole, and I was a little surprised when I looked this up. First pole of the season, despite how good you've been in qualifying. I mean, are you surprised from how good the team has been that it took you guys this long to get to the top of the heap and get that pole?
No, because we just haven't had the speed on Fridays like we've had the previous 2 years with this particular downforce package and things that are going on with this car. We just hadn't hit on anything all year that felt comfortable and enough to drive it like you could tonight. So they've continued to work on it, and tonight, and we've hit on it here and there throughout the year. But all in all, this is definitely the best we've performed on qualifying day all year.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Brian. Can we get a microphone to Brian Nelson, please?
Brian Nelson with MRN. So Kevin, 5 Chevrolets in the top 10, and seems like there've been a lot of Toyotas that we've been talking about all year long. So what can you tell us about Chevy's gaining? Is this kind of a one-time deal, or are we expecting to see this throughout the rest of the year?
I think a lot of that, like I say, I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of things. I know our guys have been working on our setup stuff, but you could probably walk across the street to the engine department and thank a lot of those guys too. They've been continuously working on trying to make things better, just like we have been on the cars. But both sides have definitely continuously stepped it up, and you see a lot of things starting to come together.
Okay, take our next question from Caleb.
Caleb Whistler, Speedway Digest. With this potentially being the final time you're on the track this weekend before the race, did you learn anything that could transfer to the race?
Yeah, we learned a lot. We unloaded in race trim and really only made one lap in qualifying trim today, just because we needed to run through a bunch of things to see where the balance needed to be, and applied all that to our qualifying stuff to to adjust the balance. So hopefully we can go back, and that's usually what our guys, Rodney and all the engineers, do the best, is put all the pieces together and apply that to race stuff. So we've already been talking about that some, but it's definitely going to be punching a lot of numbers and going through a lot of the things that we did, because that's really what we focused on today, was race trim.
Any final questions for Kevin? Okay, we'll come back up to Tom.
Kevin, just a quick follow-up. How important is it for you or for any of the other 11 drivers in the chase to win one of these first 2 races in this round and not have to go to Talladega needing a good finish?
It'd be a lot easier on my blood pressure. I know that for sure. I think everybody has the same goal to try to win one of these 2 races to eliminate that possibility. But really, any of these races can jump up and bite you at really any particular time, just because of the fact you just never know. You look at the first Dover this year, and he's in the 48, have the car get stuck in gear, and everybody drive over the top of him and wreck 10 or 12 cars. So obviously, Talladega has the most things out of your control. So if you can get to victory lane, it's a huge benefit in this round in the first 2 weeks.